Hello guys, welcome. Very good evening. I just a second. Okay, I think. Okay, I think I'm live, right? So if is everything audible, guys? Hi, welcome. Good evening. Are you able to see the screen? And okay, perfect, right? Okay, cool. Hi. Okay, good evening. Right. Okay, right. Okay, I could see that a lot of you guys are definitely some of the guys of the previous batches also. Okay, perfect, right? Okay. Right. So very warm and good evening to everybody. Okay. I'm Tushar. I am an SDE at Mintra. I have completed my graduation from NIT Allahabad, computer branch, and also apart from this, I have been in this instructor for a long time. Okay, and I think the teaching is also one of my passion, and I really love teaching, especially specifically the DSA and things related to this. So that is the basic idea. I think I've been teaching around by one. I have taught around 1,000 people by now, and yeah, right. Okay, perfect. Right. So let's start with the session. Okay. So I'll try to give you an overview of what all things we'll be covering in this session. What is the idea of the session? In this session, I will discuss about these following things. Right. I'll discuss about. Let's just make a new, maybe a new one. Okay. So this is project building session. This is a YouTube live. Okay. This is YouTube. Okay. Perfect. Cool. Right. So far it seems good. Okay. So what all things we'll be discussing? Okay. Please. Okay. So what we'll do? I'll try to discuss the goals. Okay. Then I'll try to discuss all these points one by one, and then we'll be trying to take your doubts on those points, and then that is how we'll be moving ahead. Right. First of all, we'll try to give you an overview of project. What is a project? How to? What all things are asked in the project, and something like this. Okay. Then I will try to give you the frameworks on what the projects are made. Okay, how the projects are actually made. I will try to discuss that. That is the second thing. Frameworks. What are the different frameworks? What are the different styles? Project questions, their frameworks. Then we'll be trying to discuss about some mini project ideas that you can quickly learn. Mini project ideas. Then some kind of major project ideas, and then we can also discuss some mega project ideas, right? So that is the idea. Okay. Okay. So generally, okay, every interview, okay, in every interview, project round will always be there, no matter what. It's a big company, it's a small company. Projects is something that I believe is something very important, very important. It's one of the most important parts of your resume, and this is something that you are having control, right? This is something that you are having control because it is you who have made the project. It is you who knows the most, right? Interviewer has just come into the picture, right? He has just seen your resume. He even does not know what your project is about. And it's you who have been spending a lot of time on the project, and you know in and out of this. So I think project round is something that you can always excel. Okay, it's a good round. It's an easy sure short way round. Okay, but there are some just things that I mean, we need to keep in point while we are making the project number one and the project round also. Okay. So interviewer, I think there is a lot of misconception. Okay, that the interviewer will ask you about the code. Interviewer never asks you about the code. Code वो नहीं पूछता है. The interviewer will never ask you that. Suppose we are maybe writing a tic tac. Maybe we are maybe writing a ball breaker game, right? Big brick breaker. So there is this game Brick Breaker in which there are a lot of bricks, okay, and in this lot of bricks you need to actually break those bricks, right? So that is a ball. So interviewer will not tell you that write this code, write that code. He will not ask you, right? He may ask you the logic how you may have written, but don't worry. He will neither ask you the design part, okay. I mean the front end part कि कैसे बनाया इसका कोड लिखो. No, he will not ask you about the design part. He will not ask you about the, he can ask you the logics. What he will ask you, okay, this is very important to understand, that because that should be the mindset while you're actually preparing for an project, right? The first you should understand what the interviewer will ask you. Okay, the interviewer can ask you about the logic, right? What is the logic? Why have you built this project? Okay, why have you built this project? That is the second thing he will ask you. The third thing he can ask you is maybe what are the goals, shortcomings. Goals he can ask you, shortcomings he can ask you. So interviewer ये सब चीजें पूछता है कि इसमें क्या improvements हैं, and what is the most difficult part you faced. So all these things we'll try to discuss all these questions. I mean, once we discuss some sample projects, I will try you to explain all these questions. It's okay. Just one more important point. I think, guys, if you guys are making the projects first time, which is absolutely fine, okay, please make sure that you're making proper notes. Okay, make sure that you're making notes on this, and you just keep the key pointers. You can make the notes in the way you want. Okay, कि interview क्या क्या पूछता है, logic, goals, shortcomings, what are the um, what else they can ask you about the features, right? What are the features of this particular thing, scope of improvement, and maybe problems that you faced, most difficult part. So all these things interviewer will ask you. Okay, out of all these things, please make sure that you are having good answers to these questions already. Okay, and these are the things that you need to understand, right? Or maybe he can ask you the thought process of any new feature that that you can implement. Any new feature that you can implement, he can even ask you the thought process of that. Okay, there is a new feature, and maybe in your project only, right? That suppose maybe in the brick breaker game, okay, maybe in the brick breaker game, the feature can be that the time, with the time it's increasing, right? With time the speed of the ball is increasing, or maybe the bricks are coming down, or anything like this, or maybe score could be changing. So he can ask you the logic or the idea of that particular feature, how to implement that feature. This is something that they can ask you. Correct? Okay. तो प्रोजेक्ट्स के ऊपर अब वापस चलते हैं. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड मोर अबाउट प्रोजेक्ट्स. Okay. The first very important thing I think, अच्छा, by the way, guys, do you guys have some idea of the DSA? How many of my audience are having an idea of DSA, कि DSA क्या होता है, and why we are making these projects, all these things. बस project बनाना. Is it because you're making this project कि आपको project बनाना है? Why are you making this project? कि resume में कुछ लिखना है? Why are you making? This is a very important question. I think you need to answer yourself. That why do you really need this project? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you just see the chat section? Maybe. Okay. So main idea is resume and learn. Okay. Yes. 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 So DSA idea hai basically. Okay. I could see honestly a lot of you guys are definitely part of some of my batches only. So that is good, right? Hmm. To build a school, obviously, right? Resume press. Okay. Yes. No, no, okay. Okay. Right. Cool. Makes sense, right? So I think. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So DSA, you guys are having an idea. That is good part. Okay, that's something lovely. That you guys are having an idea of DSA, correct? And so I think making Java project is only makes sense. Okay, why does Java projects make sense? The first question that the interviewer will ask you, okay, that why are you actually making this Java projects? Because Java projects are majorly, I mean, the projects that we can make as a beginner level, they will mostly be based on the DSA part. Okay. They will use one of the other data structures. Okay, they will use one of the other data structures, and they will use data structure plus the OOPS concepts that we have studied so far, and plus the front end part, right? The front end back end libraries. These three things combined can actually form a project. DSA आपको आता हो, any DSA ना भी आता हो, then that's also not a very big pain. Okay, you can particularly understand that DSA. Oops definitely आता हो. Oops is one of the most important conditions, and even the large scale projects are there. Okay, even those are covered with the help of Oops only. मतलब those are implemented using Oops, so this is important. And front end is also not very important. Okay, front end is also not very important. So, but still front end is little bit important. You need to get an idea of this. Okay. So what happens in case of a project? You choose any data structure. For example, I am choosing graphs. I am choosing graphs. So in case of graphs, graphs is the data structure that is being used. And with the help of Oops, I am making that snake and ladder game. That this is the person, like normal grid is there, and in that grid I can have different connecting points, right? That a ladder is going from this point to point this, snake is going from this point to point this, the ladders are there, right? The ladders are there, the snakes are there, all these things. So these are kind of graphs that are helping connect different points to different points. All these things are true, right? But what you need to understand, the graph data structure use ho gaya. Okay, the first thing that the interviewer will always ask you, that why are you actually making this project? ये प्रोजेक्ट क्यों बना रहे हो, क्यों कर रहे हो ये चीज? Okay, so the first answer that you will give to an interview, that why am I making this project? Okay, that it is because I want to understand the MVC architecture. Okay, all the projects are basically focused on the MVC architecture. कि जो भी MVC architecture होता है, हम will discuss what is this MVC architecture. Plus, I wanted to learn about MVC architecture. I wanted to learn about the OOPS concepts. That was the second goal, and I wanted to learn about the front end part. The front end part is the same, right? Java Swing is there, Java. So GUI is that GUI जो graphical user interface होता है, front end basically. Design, front end also, or I would like to name this. Yes, this is the design part. ठीक है? Okay, correct. तो MVC architecture होता क्या है? Okay, what is it MVC architecture? Every project is also always following the MVC architecture. तो जो भी आप project बनाते हो, whenever you are making a project, okay, you need to make sure that you understand the MVC architecture, and that is very logical. Okay, every project is having that MVC architecture. What does the MVC architecture stand for? It stands for model. Okay, it stands for view. Okay, it stands for view, and C stands for control. Model, view, control, controller, whatever. See. Let me show you. Okay, so model is the kind of the user, right? Model is kind of the, not sorry, the user, the backend. किसमें क्या क्या models हैं? Model is kind of the backend models. Okay, this is what is a backend part. ये backend है. There is this user. Okay, on the right hand side there is this user. Bottom. User क्या करता है? User is using the controllers. Okay, user is, so there is this controller. User is, so this is the design part. Okay, तो आप ये हमेशा बता सकते हो that in, because I wanted to learn about this MVC architecture, so that is why I have made this DSA projects. तो जो जावा के बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, ओके, जो जावा के बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, वो all those basic projects are basically DSA projects. The basic projects होते हैं बिल्कुल beginner level, beginner friendly, and they are basically the DSA projects. So you can add this to strengthen your concepts of एक तो इसमें दो तीन benefit हैं. The first benefit of making these basic projects is that they are quick. You can just simply quickly make them. This is the first benefit. The second benefit that you're having is that you understand the OOPS better. Understand the OOPS and MVC better. जो MVC और OOPS है, that is something that you can understand better. Okay, you can create them quickly. That is the first advantage. Understand the OOPS and the MVC are better, and also DSA is strengthened. DSA भी आपको strengthen, and it is good for resume also. ठीक है? So in case you are not having good for resume, okay, in case you're not having any single project, या फिर आपको projects को जल्दी बनाने हैं, I mean you are or maybe you are not interested into learning some other technology, okay, or you have not learned any technology. So what you can do, okay, so what you can do is that you can definitely try through these projects. ठीक है, आपको ये तब करने चाहिए. And also one most important thing, guys, in case of in case of project section, I think I've mentioned, I'm told this a lot of times. ठीक है, in case you are going for a software development role, ठीक है, अगर आप सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट रोल के हो, okay, अगर आप एक सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर प्रोफाइल, यू आर एस्पायरिंग फॉर अ सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर at a top product based company, if this is the goal, okay, please don't use non computer science projects. Okay, you might have made a project in the mechanical that is doing hydraulics, you might have made a project in the chemical that is doing some fluid mechanics. All those things are cool, okay, but please make sure that it's a big no. ठीक है, जो non CS projects हैं, the non CS project is a big no. You cannot use the mechanical engineering or the chemical engineering or maybe the electronics also. A lot of you guys definitely come that कि मैंने EC के projects बनाए हुए हैं, क्या वो चल जाएंगे? EC electrical के projects बनाए हुए हैं मेरे पास. Answer for them is no, right? Answer for them is no. Always preferably have computer projects, okay? Always you should have a computer project in your resume. This is the important thing, okay? Computer projects होने चाहिए resume में, okay? This will help you get better insight, so that definitely adds a good impression on the company कि yes, this guy is despite from a non CS background, ठीक है, इसने electrical में करी हुई है, but still he is trying to focus and he is trying to go for the project, right? So he's trying to go for the project, go for CS projects. This leads a good impression, so that is a green tick, that's a green signal, okay, कि वो CS projects की तरफ जाते हैं. They try to go for the CS projects. Computer science projects are there, and yeah, right, that is right. Okay, so Java projects, basic DSA, quickly understand OOPS MVC architecture. So go for CS project. Okay, from that there are I will hierarchize them into three levels, right? So first is the beginner projects. ठीक है, जो ये beginner projects होते हैं, ठीक है, the first is the beginner projects, and that beginner project list, जो भी beginner projects list होती है, beginner are those projects which you can learn from YouTube, and this is kind of an introduction to this world. Okay, you can definitely, so I think you might have definitely seen that on YouTube there are 3 hours video, 4 hours video, and lot of things are there, right? So you can try them. Okay, they're good, okay, they're not bad, and you will definitely learn all the basic things for them, and आपका एक project भी तैयार हो सकता है. ठीक है, आपका एक simple project भी तैयार हो सकता है. That is also the goal. Okay, this returns list of the project. I don't know where they've gone. Okay, yeah. So what are the 3-4 hour YouTube videos? Okay, it is absolutely fine. It is 100% fine that. So what all things are acceptable? That you take reference or maybe copy the code. Okay, but don't simply copy paste in your code. You should definitely write the own code on your own. Okay, you can take reference from the YouTube guy who is explaining the code. Okay, just write the reference, write the code on your own. Whatever things he is explaining to you, okay, you can write the code similar. Okay, I think next Sunday also we'll be having a live session on Sunday, and timings I think will let you know. And there I will also try to help to simulate you the same project. I mean, one of the YouTube projects, not the YouTube ones, but one of the mini projects kind of thing, right? 2 projects are good in the resume. Okay, 2 projects is the ideal number of projects. कितने projects होने चाहिए? 2 projects. 2 projects is something I believe are good. ठीक है. You are having 5 projects? No. Please choose 2 of them. 2 is a very ideal number. 3 is not so okay number. 3 से ज़्यादा तो बिल्कुल नहीं. Greater than 3, bad, right? Because then interviewer can have a lot of questions for you. मान लो आपने 4 प्रोजेक्ट बना रखे हैं, तो इंटरव्यूअर आपको बहुत कुछ पूछ सकता है. In case you are doing only 2 projects, simply master those projects. 2 projects, choose those projects and simply master that, right? Give your 100% and try to get each and everything that is written in the project. ठीक है, उसको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, don't remember that, but kind of understand. Remember नहीं करना कि अगर ये कोई कोड मेरे से पूछ लेगा तो मैं लिख दूंगा. Don't remember or cram the code. Just understand that कि in case somebody asks you that what is the logic, that you should be able to explain him the function flow. Okay, you should be able to explain him the function flow, that this is the function, and you should be able to explain him that what is the flow of functions, right? कौन से functions हैं, who will be calling what, all these things. ठीक है, so you can take reference from this. Okay, that is absolutely fine, and you can write similar code. So what are the good list of project ideas? I think you can definitely note this down also. Okay, please make sure that you're noting this down. तो beginner friendly, बहुत beginner friendly. Okay, ये आप क्या करोगे for any of the projects you like? Okay, simply Google it. Okay, आपको कोड मिल जाएगा, उस कोड को आप रेफरेंस ले सकते हो, बट देख देख के लिखना. Don't simply copy paste the code and your project part is done. That will not at all help you. What is the good idea? The good idea is that you can take reference, okay, understand that code line by line, and then you can copy it. Okay, so some good project ideas are, maybe one of them is text editor, like the notepad is there. Text editor is something you can make. Okay, text editor is one of those ideas. Then I think you can go for some snake game. Okay, please note this down. They are beginner friendly ideas, and you can choose any one of them. Snake game, then I think there is Sudoku. So each of the are actually using a data structure. Okay, like this is using a stack, this is using anything like a graph, this is using backtracking. इनमें से कोई भी चूज कर सकते हो. All are at same level. There is nothing good and bad among them. ठीक है. And tic tac toe. Tic tac toe is honestly not using much of the graph or DSA, advanced DSA. Just using simple 2D arrays type. ठीक है. And then you can have the calculator part also. Calculator is also just simply a 2D matrix performing operations. Then you can have the maze solver. Maze solver is there. There's brick breaker. Brick breaker is one of the games. You can make some games also, right? Brick breaker. Mario is one of the games you can go. You can make brick breaker के अलावा आप बना सकते हो. This ping pong game is there, right? Ping pong game is the other such game you can go. And apart from the ping pong game, और आप क्या बना सकते हो? और किसी के दिमाग में कुछ some good ideas? Apart from this, just basic friendly. Basic beginner मतलब जिनमें database नहीं है. What do I mean by beginner projects? जिनमें database नहीं use हो रहा. Database is something. Okay, what is a database now? Database क्या होता है? Database is something that is you are using to store the information. कि आपने वो information store करके रख ली so that you can use it later. So in order to store the information, you are using databases, right? In order to store the information, you are using databases. And beginner friendly projects, I mean when you're actually making the very first project, बिल्कुल first project आपका, बिल्कुल first, right? For the very first project, I think go for these beginner ones. Any good ideas? I think okay. Okay, I think yeah. Okay, right. Okay. So I understand that. Okay. So in the interview also he will ask you. In the interview you will try to. They can ask you the first question. Okay. The first question that they will ask you, that why this game, right? That is the question they will ask you. कि why snakes game. ठीक है. तो आप ये बताएंगे that because I wanted to learn the MVC architecture. Okay. We'll discuss what is the MVC architecture, but you can Google this also. I wanted to learn about the GUI. GUI, I mean the Spring and the AWT. Swing, sorry, not Swing. Swing. Swing is one of them, and AWT is the other one. Swing and AWT. And apart from this, I think Swing, AWT, MVC, and what else you're having? Just the OOPS concept, right? Because I need to understand these, I need to actually understand these things. So that is why I made this project. Okay. आपको ये नहीं justify करना. There you will not be justifying that कि yes, this is a unique project. Snakes and game has never been built before. This is the first time I'm building the snake game. No, this is something that you don't need to justify. What you will be telling there that yes, I have made this project because I wanted to strengthen these concepts. MVC is there, Swing is there, AWT, OOPS के concepts. इनको strengthen करने के लिए मैंने ये बनाया है. Okay, and also there's Flappy Bird. So ये सारे beginner friendly projects हैं. ठीक है, these are beginner friendly projects. किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट के लिए द रूल इज एब्सोल्युटली सेम. देयर इज समथिंग गेम 2048 आल्सो. सो देयर आर सम 10-12 गेम्स. आई थिंक 10 गेम्स बहुत होती हैं. इनमें से कुछ भी सिलेक्ट कर लो. Nothing of them is wrong and nothing of them is good. Okay, they're not like something like good or bad. All at the same level. What are the steps that you will follow? Okay, simply go to the YouTube video, any YouTube video. Okay, just simply Google that I make this project Java. For example, ping pong game Java. I simply go through this. Right. For example, I just simply Google this, and this is true for anything, right? Uh, yes, we'll discuss what is MVC. Okay, for example, I'm just simply going on YouTube, or maybe I'm just simply Googling it, right? The ping pong game Java. Build. So I think like see, so this is the Java Pong game that they made, right? ऐसे YouTube videos आपके बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे. You can get a lot of YouTube videos that will help you make this, right? So you just need to take reference from them. Okay, you simply need to take reference from them. It is absolutely fine to see the code. It is absolutely 100% fine.
Hello everyone, I'm about to
see
create
the
Pong
code.
from scratch here.
Okay, so it is absolutely fine that you are seeing the code. That is absolutely okay. Okay, but what is the good idea? That always try to write the code alongside also. Okay, while you're seeing the code. Okay, but please try to understand it and write it. इसलिए आप ये प्रोजेक्ट्स बना रहे हैं. Then the second question that the interviewer will ask you, tell me the features of this project. ठीक है, फीचर बता दो ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट कि इस प्रोजेक्ट के फीचर्स क्या है. Then you can discuss with them all of the features that the project is there, right? इससे पहले let's try to understand how to actually get started with the project. Okay, so the following IDEs, okay, IDEs you can use for the development. IDEs आप use कर सकते हो for the development part. Following IDEs, some of the IDEs are swing. Swing नहीं, sorry क्या बोलते हैं. Some of the IDEs are VS Code is good. IntelliJ is good. IntelliJ is my personal favorite. Okay, because IntelliJ is very intelligent. IntelliJ is good, and Eclipse is also good. Okay, Eclipse is also good. In case you're not having anyone and you want to start afresh, then I think go for IntelliJ. Okay, go for IntelliJ. And apart from that, I think all of them are enough fine, right? So सारे ठीक हैं. Cool, right? So this is the rough idea. Okay, and yeah. So this is something. So these are some good IDs. Any further questions so far? होगा, डेफिनेटली होगा गाइस. दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू, राइट? इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट दिस विल नॉट हैपन. दिस विल डेफिनेटली हैपन कि कुछ न्यू चीजें होंगी. बट मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ वो न्यू चीजें क्या होंगी. Some new things will be there apart from the DSA. Okay, what will be those new things? The new things will be the first thing that you will encounter is the swing. Okay, and the second thing that you will encounter is the AWT. Swing या AWT होगा, Java FX तो बहुत ही कम होगा. Swing and AWT is one of the most two things. ये क्या होते हैं? जैसे I'll give you an example. Right? Try to understand this example. Suppose you are writing a data structure stack. So you actually use that inbuilt stack library, right? Stack integer st, and you are just simply using it, right? St equals to new stack. So you are simply defining this stack and you are writing this, right? So similarly, so what is you're doing? You're using that inbuilt library stack. Okay. So what are you actually doing? You are using this library. Okay. You are using this library, and you're just using their components. तो जो भी library आप बनाते हो, आप उस library को import करते हो और फिर इसका components use कर रहे हो. Maybe st.push is one of the st.push, st.pop, st.top. ठीक है? Push, top, and pop. So all these things you are kind of using this, right? Push, top, and pop. तो ये सब elements, ये सब functions. So these are what? These are functions that you are using. These are nothing but the functions that you're actually using that will help you. Similarly, Java में भी ऐसा ही है, ठीक है? तो swing है जैसे, right? So something that is there is something called swing, right? तो swing भी एक class ही है. Java swing is there. That is also like a class. That is having the maybe lot of things. Button is there. You can use the button, you can use the text field is there, right? Apart from that, you have text area. So all these things are something that are available to you. Text area. तो ये सब चीजें you are having in the swing, right? All these things are actually there in the swing. मतलब जो भी डिजाइन के लिए आपको कंपोनेंट्स चाहिए. I will show you this with the help of a live example. Okay, let's see this with the help of a live example. So I am using this IntelliJ. Okay, and meanwhile this IntelliJ gets loaded. ठीक है. तो AWT भी यही है. ठीक है. AWT is also this only. But before AWT, let's understand one thing. What we discussed about the MVC architecture. कि MVC architecture होता क्या है? MVC architecture is nothing कि जो models हैं, मतलब by models I mean the back end part. कि जो models हैं, the back end part, and for the models part, you are using the models that will update the view. Okay? ये update करेंगे view को. जो user है, देखो, this is the user part, right? User will use the controllers. User कुछ कुछ करेगा. For example, I'm simply playing this game, so I will use the controllers that will update the backend, and that is updating the view, and this view is something I'm seeing. So user sees the views. So it is the MVC architecture controls the controllers. Okay, whatever the controllers are there, I'm simply controlling them. This manipulates. Okay, we are manipulating it. वो backend को manipulate करते हैं हम लोग controllers के साथ. And this is doing what? This is updating the view. जो backend है वो view को update कर रहे होते हैं. Just one second, guys. I think the IntelliJ is not okay. It's getting sure. So okay, yes. So this is the main MVC architecture. कोई भी whatever I think the any of you can think of, okay, आपको सिर्फ ये सब चीजें सोचनी होती हैं. What how it you will present it, आप उसको present कैसे करोगे, what will be the backend, okay, backend क्या होगा उसमें, and उस controllers क्या होंगे. Controllers I mean by the controllers I mean कि maybe keypad presses there, right, that you are pressing the left finger, right finger, और ASDF के साथ आप games खेलते हो जैसे, like you are using that ASDF for ASWD, right, sorry, ASDW. So you are using this for the game specifically. Okay, so all these things keypads are there. These are the controllers या फिर mouse click events. तो ये होते हैं mouse click events, on click event listeners बोलते हैं. These are called the event listeners या action listeners. कि कुछ भी एक्शन हो रहा है, एक्शन लिसनर्स होते हैं. ये सब लाइब्रेरीज हैं, राइट. दीज ऑल आर एक्चुअली लाइब्रेरीज. ओके, ऑल दीज आर सिंपली लाइब्रेरीज या फिर इवेंट लिसनर्स की कुछ पर्टिकुलर इवेंट हुआ, वी आर सिंपली टेकिंग द आइडिया फ्रॉम दैट इवेंट. On click events are there. So I am having this on click events, and apart from the on click events, I am having these controllers. जैसे माउस क्लिक हो गया. माउस क्लिक इज वन ऑफ दोज पर्टिकुलर कंट्रोलर, राइट. माउस क्लिक इज वन ऑफ दोज कंट्रोलर्स. सिंपल, राइट. तो ये ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड है. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर डिफाइंड इन द लाइब्रेरी. यू जस्ट हैव टू कॉपी पेस्ट फ्रॉम द लाइब्रेरी. ओके, डिफाइंड इन द java.awt. ओके, java.awt में है ये सब चीजें. तो java.awt है क्या? जैसे आप java.util लिखते हैं, इनसे घबराने वाली बात नहीं है. These Java AWT, Java Swing, they may seem little complex, they may seem कि यार पता नहीं क्या चीज कर रहे हैं, but honestly they're not like that. Okay, so there is something called java.awt. Okay, there is something called java.awt, and this is a set of library. जैसे आप java.util देख रहे हो, right? जैसे java.util देख रहे हो, तो java.util is what? It's a library, right? Java.util is a library, and similarly java.awt is also a library. तो ये लाइब्रेरी से आपको बस फंक्शंस उठाने हैं. ओके, जैसे जैसे ओके, बिफोर यू रियली गेट स्टार्टेड, ओके, just simply read these two kind of articles on the Java T point. ठीक है, swing class of Java, yes, resumes will be shortlisted. सिर्फ ये मिनी प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाने. It's not like that you have to make only these mini projects. Okay, it's like कि you need to get started with these mini projects. ठीक है, ये mini projects is not the end goal. You need to get started with this mini project. शुरू कैसे करना है? is the using these mini projects. ठीक है, okay. ओके, स्विंग क्लास ऑफ जावा, यस, मोंगोडीबी के बारे में बात करेंगे, related to backend, how is useful. Project building is the giving you the thought process. Ki these are the three important things which my project is having. Okay, and help in future. Okay, yes. Okay, तो honestly Java AWT and Java Swing is not something that you need to learn much. ठीक है, ऐसे याद करने वाली या learn करने वाली चीज नहीं है. Just simply go through these articles. There are 2 articles on Java T point. Very good articles. Okay, they will give you a very good idea. Java T point and that is Java AWT. There is this one article on Java AWT. ठीक है, abstract window toolkit. Okay, तो ये बस UI बनाने के काम आया हुआ है. The main goal of this is that it is actually helping to build the UI part. ठीक है, कि जो भी GUI मैंने बनाया है, okay, जो भी विंडो बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन बनाई है मैंने, उसका जो UI है कि उसमें बटन होंगे, चैट बटन होगा, देयर इज दिस राइट, देयर इज दिस टेक्स्ट फील्ड, टेक्स्ट एरिया, ऑल दिस थिंग्स. तो वो GUI बनाने के लिए we have built classes. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the actual, I've written one of the codes. Okay, I know one's too fast. Okay, okay, so you just simply need to call this, right? बस आपको वो सेम पीस उठाना, जैसे बटन के लिए कुछ कोड होगा, वो बटन का कोड आपको याद नहीं करना, आपको यहाँ से देखना है. यू नीड टू कॉपी इट एंड पुट इट. You need to copy it and put it. It's simple. But like this is one of the codes. Okay, this is one of the codes. तो ये क्या कर रहा है? Try to understand. See. तो ये Java Java Swing से लिखा हुआ है, right? This is Swing. Swing is also very same. Swing is just an advanced version with a lot of more options. Okay. AWT was old. जो AWT था, AWT was little old one. Okay, AWT was an old one, and Swing is little new. Okay, जो भी Swing है, this is new. Okay, and this is built over top of Java. Swing is new and bit is built over top of Java, कि जो Java के ऊपर बना हुआ है. Okay, built over the Java, and it is having just a lot of functions. Like frame is there. मैंने एक frame का object बनाया. ये oops के concepts आपके बारे बारे ध्यान में आ रहे हैं. Oops concepts that you are using, right? Oops के concepts है. मैंने object बनाया. मैंने उसमें एक button बनाया. I have made a button on this. Named it click and set its boundaries. I have defined its boundaries. So all these things you don't need to remember, but you can get an idea of how the functions will be. Okay, adding it the button, I'm resizing its size, I'm setting its size, I'm defining its position, right? Make it visible. तो उस पर्टिकुलर, आई जस्ट शो यू हाउ दिस GUI लुक्स लाइक. तो मैंने कुछ खास नहीं करा. इफ यू गाइस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, just implementing the same things, right? Button, set bound, add function, all these things are pre-written. Okay. We'll just give it time to run. Okay, it will take time to run. It's not a very, I think. Okay. Correct. तो जावा AWT और जावा स्विंग कैसे करना है आपको, आप इनके आर्टिकल्स को पढ़िए. जस्ट रीड दिस 2 articles. They are not very difficult. Okay, you can read, you can go through the articles. What is container, useful methods, how to write the code. Simple, just try writing 1 or 2 codes and right. So this is the same example. Okay, that I am defining the button. So this button is being defined. Okay, and while I actually define this button, so this is how it will look like. तो जो हमारे कोड होते हैं, जो हमारा GUI है, this is how it starts looking like. You can set its boundary. You can set the content part. बाउंड्री दे सकते हो आप, कंटेंट दे सकते हो. यू कैन सेट द बॉक्सेस, यू कैन सेट द टेक्स्ट फील्ड. तो जो भी चीजें आपको यू वांट टू सेट इट. ओके, whatever things you actually want to set it, you can simply set it. There is no issue in that, right? like see, so that code I've written, I told you, right? This is the code I've written. So this is the particular how it looks like, right? This is how it looks like. Simple. This is how it looks like. कि मैंने एक बटन बनाया, मैंने एक फ्रेम बनाया. I have simply made a frame out of this. And once I made a frame, I have simply added a button, click button, defined its boundaries, adding it and specify करना, मतलब ठीक है, फ्रेम का साइज सेट कर दिया, उसके लेआउट. तो all these things, okay, you don't need to learn this. You can just copy paste. ये copy paste is absolutely allowed. This is absolutely no harm in that. But इसको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Don't get very hard and fast into the front end part. Okay. Focus more on writing the logic part. कि logic कैसे लिखेंगे? Maybe you have made a function that ball move. ठीक है. You have written a function that how to move the ball. That is something that you need to focus on. Okay. This I'll show you one more example. So this is a ping pong game. This is there. So in this ping pong game, let's show. I'll show you this how this looks like. Okay. So meanwhile it runs. Okay. तो ऐसे ही ये मतलब swing और the swing is also same, right? So AWT is also same. I have shown you. AWT में दो चीजें होती हैं, ठीक है? What is AWT? AWT is consisting of two things. The first thing that AWT is consisting of is the controllers or the event listeners. या मैं इनको एक्शन लिसनर्स कह सकता हूँ कि कुछ एक्शन पर्टिकुलर परफॉर्म होगा. मे बी माउस क्लिक, you are performing an action, the action is mouse click, or maybe some keypad press. The action that you are performing, that is action listeners. और सेकंड चीज जो होगी दैट इज द इवेंट लिसनर, कि कुछ पर्टिकुलर इवेंट हो गया, इवेंट लिसनर्स. तो ये सब चीजें दीज आर द पार्ट ऑफ द AWT गेम, ठीक है? प्लस द J buttons are there and all these things, right? J button is there and the button is there, and text fields are there, label is there. Swing is also kind of an advanced thing. Okay, swing is kind of advanced design. Okay, इसमें advanced, इसमें ज़्यादा features हैं advanced की. You can set the boundary, you can set the color of all these things. इनके advanced features में swing है, मतलब एक अलग library है. जैसे होता है ना कि छोटी library है, बड़ी library है. जैसे you are using this Indian libraries, you don't find the relevant book, but you go to foreign universities, they're much advanced. You can do whatever you want. It, so they're having the boundary there, you can set the background color. So all these things are there in the swing, ठीक है? इनसे घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है. There is nothing to worry about them. Okay, just try to understand that this is the syntax I need to learn. Okay, I don't need to learn honestly, but I need to know how these things are used. But I need to understand them better. Okay, in order to get them what is actually happening. So what they do, I'll tell you an overview. So they create objects, ठीक है? They create objects. Number one, वो objects को बनाते हैं और फिर उन ऑब्जेक्ट्स के फंक्शन कॉल कर देते हैं डॉट मेथड के साथ. दे डू द फंक्शन कॉलिंग. So they actually create the object, and using the dot method they call the method calling, or they call it the function calling, method calling. उनके methods को call कर देते हैं, उनके function को calling कर देते हैं. This is something that these guys are doing. Okay, कि जो भी उसकी advanced boundary होगी. Okay, swing is doing this, right? This is something that swing is doing. Correct? Okay. So once you get this, okay, once you simply get this event listeners, okay, तो ये AWT और swing Java T point से. How to get started? What are the steps? The first step is that you need to select a project. What is the first step? Please note this down. Follow it same manner. Select the project. Any of the projects that I mentioned above, you can choose any one of them. They all are same. Second thing that you need to do, read about AWT and swing. Okay, read about AWT and swing on Java T point, or you can refer to other videos also. ठीक है, AWT करो या फिर read about AWT and Java swing, okay, on Java T point. AWT या Java swing पढ़ने आप Java T point पे. That is the second thing that you need to do. Okay, third thing that you need to do is that और क्या करना पड़ेगा? रीड कर लिया आपने. ओके, अंडरस्टैंड MVC आर्किटेक्चर. MVC आर्किटेक्चर इज follow a YouTube channel. Any YouTube tutorial is okay. I think one of the good channels is Bro Code. Okay, एक Bro Code channel है. Okay, he is, or there are a lot of channels. Like there's something Bro Code, there's something Clever Programmer. So they all are some good channels. They are making some Java projects. Okay, they are making Java projects live, and that is generally a 2 to 3 hours video. You can sit along, and I think your project should be ready in maximum 6 to 7 hours. Right, 6 to 7 hours of effort from end to end. ID is something that you have used. ID is something that you have used. ID आपने कर लिया. ID is there. Okay. And please make sure that once again consider the college projects. Instead of doing the college projects, it is good idea to use these projects. Okay, it is very good idea to use these projects better. Okay. AWT पढ़ लेना है, string पढ़ लेना है. होते क्या है, GUI के components हैं, ठीक है. Apart from that, प्लेसमेंट्स में क्या क्या पूछेंगे, ये चीज हमने प्रोजेक्ट में डिस्कस कर ली है. दैट द फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाई डिड यू मेक दिस प्रोजेक्ट, एंड व्हाट वाज द फीचर्स दैट यू इंप्लीमेंटेड, what are the future scopes also. तो प्रोजेक्ट राउंड में क्या क्या पूछेंगे ये भी आई थिंक आई एम नॉट श्योर, वी शुड डिस्कस, एक बार फटाफट देख लेते हैं. व्हाई डिड यू मेक, explain the features. Okay, explain the features. I just quick questions if any of them are pending. Quick questions guys, please have a quick question. We'll have a quick 2-3 minute question round. Any quick questions guys? नहीं, HTML और CSS जावा के साथ नहीं यूज कर सकते आप. Guys, any quick questions you guys are having? Actually, you can learn one of them, you have to learn both of them. Technically both are almost same. Okay, so if you learn one you can automatically use the other one also, so they are almost same. Nobody, no queries? Either you guys are going too blank or maybe you guys are getting it to the fullest. I don't know what is the scene. Okay, why did you make this project? Features of the project, this is the second thing that they will discuss. The third thing that they will discuss is the problems you faced, and this is standard set of questions, believe me guys. Okay, okay, this is the set of, so these are the set of features, this is the set of problems that you faced, scope of improvement. Okay, what is the scope of improvement that you are having, कि आप इसको कैसे improve कर सकते हो. Scope of improvement is there, and इसके अलावा तो क्या ही, मतलब यही होते हैं standard set of questions. This is, or maybe they will ask you any question, any feature discussion, any new feature discussion, कि अगर मेरे को इसमें ऐड करना होता, any feature discussion के ऊपर कर लेते हैं कि let's discuss how we would have written this feature. वो आपसे कोड करवा के नहीं देखेंगे, उसकी चिंता मत करो. Okay, any feature discussion, either the new one or the old one, इन दोनों में से कोई भी feature discussion हो सकता है. Any one of the feature discussion is absolutely possible. Okay, okay, perfect, right? Why did you use these problems you face, scope of improvement, all these things are the features that your project is having. Okay, correct. तो ये सारे क्वेश्चंस गाइस, प्लीज मेक सम गुड आंसर्स फॉर देम. प्रोजेक्ट बनाने से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इनके आंसर्स बनाना है, बिकॉज दिस इज व्हाट दे विल आस्क यू इन इंटरव्यू, एंड दे विल ऑलवेज आस्क यू द सेम सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, सेम स्टैंडर्ड सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, सेम स्टैंडर्ड सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, नो चेंज, सेम स्टैंडर्ड सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. परफेक्ट, राइट? एंड yeah, sounds good, right? So I think we have discussed almost everything. Now comes the second part. Okay, after you have done this process, after you actually done this process, so a roadmap, guys, I'm sure you're noting this down. I'll just make sure go through this once more, so you can take quick screenshots. Project में क्या क्या पूछेंगे? This is the process that you need to follow. Please take a quick screenshot. ठीक है? And और इसके अलावा तो I think MVC Architecture, take a quick screenshot. Well, this is something that is available on the net. Okay. Project ideas, take a quick screenshot. This is the project ideas, आप screenshot ले सकते हो. ये basic beginner projects वाले हैं, ठीक है? These are the beginner friendly, very basic, zero वाले, very beginner वाले. इन प्रोजेक्ट्स को आपको शुरू करना है. अगर आप शुरू करना चाहते हैं, बिल्कुल ही जीरो, कोई कभी प्रोजेक्ट ही नहीं बनाया जिंदगी में, these are the first projects that you need to make. इनमें से choose any one, or you can do any, दो भी कर सकते हो. After this, after you have actually made this, okay, after you have actually made this, now you have two choices. अब आप एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट बनाओगे. Okay, a good project is basically nothing but a management system. The second level of project, so आप second level of project बना सकते हो. Okay, second level of project which you should make. Okay, these will be counted as good projects. Okay, these will be counted as good projects. Good projects are nothing but management systems. Okay, तो क्योंकि आपको इसमें काफी कुछ और भी सीखने को मिलेगा. और ये लेवल तक तो आना ही चाहिए, राइट? डोंट मेक टू बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट्स, दैट विल नॉट मेक सेंस. ओके, मेक एटलीस्ट वन बेसिक, और वी कैन मेक वन बेसिक, आई मीन द, एंड वन इंटरमीडिएट टाइप्स. वन बेसिक प्लस वन इंटरमीडिएट, एक बेसिक बना लिया, एक इंटरमीडिएट बना लिया, दो टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट्स आप बना सकते हो. सो इन द सेकंड लेवल, द गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स व्हाट यू कैन मेक मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, कि एनीथिंग दैट इज इन्वॉल्विंग डेटाबेसेस. डेटाबेस कौन सा यूज करना है? सो देयर आर मल्टीपल डेटाबेसेस. ओके, MongoDB is also there. Okay, MongoDB is there, and there is SQL also. Okay, preferably use SQL. SQL से बनाओ. ठीक है, SQL से बनाओ. SQL is very good and easy to start with. Make management systems, whatever, and these are also there on the YouTube. बहुत सारे हैं YouTube पे. Okay, management systems. Okay, perfect. So for the management system, there could be multiple management systems that you can make. Banking management system, hospital, second wala. Third could be music player. Okay, please note this down also. Hospital is their music player, and you can make billing counter, billing counter, billing management system, एयरलाइन मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बना सकते हो आप, ये सब चीजें बना सकते हो. मतलब चूज एनी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, पासवर्ड मैनेजमेंट ऑल्सो देयर, ठीक है. तो encryption decryption is also, मतलब जो भी, this is the second level of project you can make. But I would still recommend, I would strongly recommend, please don't directly go to these projects. Okay, don't directly go to this bank management, hospital management. That will not make sense, right? That is not a good idea either. इनमें से एक प्रोजेक्ट चूज करो, चूज एनी गेम, थोड़ा अच्छा लगता है. ओके, चूज एनी गेम, दैट इज द आइडिया. एंड वंस यू हैव मेड दैट गेम, डेफिनेटली देख देख के, ये भी आप देख देख के बना सकते हो. दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. ओके, this is very good. Okay, this is you can choose any one of them, same process. किसी YouTube video देखो, try to understand more. Okay, try to ask doubts, try to discuss, try to watch, rewatch, understand the code part, समझो उस, फिर उसको आप उसका reference लेके you can write it on your own. Take references, that is absolutely fine. In development, this is an appreciable thing, this is an acceptable thing, that you are taking the references. Okay, you are taking the references from the already existing code sources. तो जो भी code sources हैं, आप उनसे reference ले रहे हो, this is acceptable, this is absolutely acceptable. This is the type 2 of the system. ठीक है, तो ये दो टाइप आप बना सकते हो. इसके अलावा you want to go more advanced, तो I think third level, ये थोड़े से मुश्किल हो जाते हैं. These are little difficult to build. They are multi pages, honestly. Okay, they are multi pages, and definitely they can involve a lot of things also. So multi pages plus server hota hai. So you can make this also, but in for that you need to learn one more thing, that is Spring Boot. Okay, you have to make this using the help of Spring Boot. The examples could be all these big things that you are doing, right? Facebook का clone बना सकते हो. You can make a Netflix clone. लोग Slack का clone बना लेते हैं. So, or maybe OLX type. Okay, maybe Amazon types. So you can make clone of any one of all these bigs, right? So जो भी big आपको दिख रहे हैं, all the big things are there. You can make their clones, and that is also considered as a good project, because this is multi pages. A lot of pages are actually there. Okay, a lot of pages, a lot of content is there, a lot of pages, and a lot of things are there. And apart from this, you can also learn about server, how to do the management system. DBMS तो है ही, जो databases हैं, वो सब चीजें तो हैं ही. तो इसका, I think honestly, this is something that also you need to always, guys, you have to take references. But by this time you do this process, okay, you will be good enough, you will become good enough to write some pieces of the code on your own. Basic structure आप लिख लोगे. Okay, जो basic structure है वो आप easily लिख लोगे. Okay, you will not find difficult writing the basic structure. This is something that you will be able to do. Okay. Plus some references या फिर code references, सारे code का नहीं, not of the complete code, but yeah, of the small pieces of code. कि for example, I need to implement the login system. आपको login system implement करना, that is your goal. आपको login system implement करना है. Display the posts. So this is an Amazon maybe posts या फिर likes type ऐसा कुछ देखना है, reviews type. तो उसका एक रेफरेंस ले लिया, जैसे पोस्ट यूजर्स का रेफरेंस ले लिया, यूजर डेटाबेस बना लिया. So all these references you can take. It is absolutely fine to write the first project taking the references, right? Absolutely okay. But जब आप दोबारा बना रहे हो, the second time you're doing it second time, अब मान लो आपने एक good project बना लिया, second level project बना लिया, you can remake that also. आपने एक project देख के बना लिया. Okay, the second time you're making some other project. Okay, you can do it, you can without seeing, right? You can close your eyes, and then you can maybe not see this. So the second type of projects, I mean, don't take the YouTube references. The YouTube references are not very appreciable in the second time. This is the strategy that you can follow. ठीक है, YouTube references ले सकते हो. Second में it's not advisable to take the YouTube references. बारी बारी YouTube references से देख देख के बनाना is not much fun. But once you're doing it for the first time, it is absolutely and absolutely okay. This is 100% fine that you are taking a reference, right? I think almost an overview thing I have given you guys. Is there anything that is still bothering you? तुम लोगों को कुछ चिंता, any doubts? Feel free to ask whatever the doubts are there. I'll try to address those doubts. So this is the ping pong game. Okay, this is a ping pong game. So the players can be controlled. Okay, the players can control this. And multiplayer game है. मतलब this is one of the mini projects. So mini projects can be interesting if you play them. I mean, if you make them with some dedication. And this is, if you try to understand, this is not involving a very hi-fi GUI. They are having only just three things: two boards and one ball, right? Two balls, one ball, and scorecard. तो ऐसा आप एक मिनी प्रोजेक्ट तैयार कर सकते हो. This is not difficult to make, right? This is absolutely easy to make, not at all difficult. तो और आप YouTube से वीडियो देख के, बट द फर्स्ट आइडिया इज टू गेट स्टार्टेड. ओके, कोशिश करो अपना फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट बनाओ, एंड देन आई थिंक यू विल कीप ऑन इम्प्रूविंग विद टाइम. ओके, किसका आंसर अभिषेक डिस्कस करना रहेगा? Yes, you can use Ashwin Java. You can use Java FX also. Yes, so I think we have discussed about the other projects. Also, I think Vishaka's question is taken correct. Features of the okay, the best way to explain the features of the project are how you can explain the features of the project. तो आप उसको screen share कर लो. Suppose what happens in case of an interview, you and the interviewer, you are generally screen shared. So you can just show him the way I'm showing you guys. तो मैं आप उसको features दिखाते दिखाते, you can show him the features, that these are the possible features, right? That this is there, right? This is the score system. फिर वो पूछ लेगा ये कैसे लिखा, वो कैसे लिखा. You can just show him. कोड पे वो नहीं जाएगा, डोंट वरी. ओके, कोड पे नहीं पूछेगा कि एग्जैक्ट कोड बताओ, इसका एग्जैक्ट कोड बताओ. नो, ही विल जस्ट डिस्कस अबाउट द लॉजिक कि वो कैसे लिखा, क्या क्या लिखा. लाइक इन दिस केस, दिस इज द स्कोर पार्ट, दिस इज द बोर्ड 1 एंड दिस इज बोर्ड 2, राइट? बोर्ड 1 इज देयर, बोर्ड 2 इज देयर, एंड दिस इज द बॉल पार्ट, राइट? ऐसे दीज आर थ्री थिंग्स कि मैंने तीन मॉडल डिफाइन करे, ये बैक एंड ऐसे आया, ऑल दिस थिंग्स, राइट? यू कैन कीप ऑन डूइंग दिस, नथिंग ऑफ फैंसी सॉर्ट. हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन फीचर्स? ओके, स्टडी एमवीसी रिकमेंडेड यूट्यूब, सिंपल गूगल कर लो. ओके, एमवीसी कुछ बहुत हाई फाई चीज नहीं है. ओके, हाँ ऐसे तो कर सकते हो. यस 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 कहती है. यस, ओके, वी कैन यूज डेटाबेसेस. ओके, बट अगर आप HTML CSS टाइप्स जा ही रहे हो, ओके, इन केस यू आर एक्चुअली चूजिंग दैट लैंग्वेज, फिर HTML CSS जावास्क्रिप्ट टाइप कुछ बना लो. आइदर चूज वेब डेवलपमेंट एज वन ऑफ द डोमेन्स. ठीक है, आपने वेब डेवलपमेंट में बनवा लिया, फिर देन ट्राई टू गो फॉर HTML CSS जावास्क्रिप्ट, और मतलब नोड जेएस टाइप, मर्ज स्टैक बेसिकली. थोड़ा मर्ज स्टैक के ऊपर भी आप प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो. अगर जावा प्रोजेक्ट आप बना रहे हो, देन गो फॉर दिस. अगर आप जावा प्रोजेक्ट बना रहे हो, देन आई थिंक यू कैन गो फॉर swing or maybe AWT or Java FX, anything, right? Okay. How to make them live? Live is something that is, I mean, these projects are difficult to deploy. Okay, क्योंकि ये applications हैं, ये .exe बनती है इनकी, so they are very difficult to deploy. Okay, so what you can do is simply, जब आप उनको so you can put the code on GitHub, update it on the GitHub, but while you're explaining it to the interviewer, okay, while you're actually explaining it to the interviewer, so you can screen share it. Okay, honestly, Java and Swing are not being in use in the industry. True. Okay, so we are having a lot of advance than now. Okay, XAMPP use होता है, correct? So, but Android Studio, honestly, I don't have an idea. I think Android Studio से तो शायद Android के ज़्यादा बनते हैं. No, I think no. Java के हो सकता है बन जाते हो, but Android Studio is mainly Java is used there for Android, making Android development, not for these. These are software. These are actually softwares. तो कैलकुलेटर अगर आप सोच के देखो तो ये एक वेब ऐप है, राइट? दिस इज टेक्निकली अ वेब ऐप. इट्स सिंपल. एनी फर्दर क्वेरीज गाइस? कुछ भी है आपको, एनीथिंग रिलेटेड, यू कैन आस्क मी. वी आर देयर फॉर 5-10 more minutes. Any type of queries, guys? Cool. Okay. I think that is all for the session. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I hope you have got an overview framework that कि सबसे पहले मेरे को प्रोजेक्ट सेलेक्ट करना है उसके यूट्यूब चैनल से, जैसे क्या क्या प्रोजेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं, क्या उसका लेवल रहना चाहिए, प्रोजेक्ट्स में क्या क्या चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, ऑल दिस थिंग्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. ओके, आई होप दिस वाज डेफिनेटली इंटरेस्टिंग एंड I hope you liked it, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, and for more such good content, and we'll try to keep these sessions every Sunday, every weekend types. Okay, so you can get a regular update on that. Is HTML CSS plus Java? नहीं नहीं नहीं, no क्या थी, no, nops. So in the basic projects that you will be making in Accio, when you will be doing, I mean, you will be towards the end of the DSA. जब आपके DSA खत्म हो जाता है, so once the DSA part is complete, okay. So once the DSA part is actually complete, Shivam. So what do we do? So after the DSA part, the placement season starts. So the people who are, but the projects can also be made in front end and back end. So we need to make some projects out of the DSA part also. DSA वाले section में से हम एक projects उठाने हैं. So that is when we are actually taking these projects, right? 5 minute. कुछ कहना है? 5 minute. Okay. So you will be doing this, right? That is the idea. Credentials new here. मैं credentials समझा. Okay. Any queries, guys? I hope you like the session. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, and I think we can end this session now. If you guys are not having any queries. Yes, I think I'm not sure which batch you are from, and definitely I take some batches. Currently, I'm taking batch 18, but maybe module 1 I'll take one of the modules. Yes, maybe I'll take one of the. Okay. Cool, right? Thank you so much for joining, for guys. I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you the next time. Okay, maybe the next weekend we'll try to do a live one. Right? Thank you, informative. I hope you liked it, right? Thank you. Okay, we'll rock. Okay, so yeah, from the. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please make notes. I hope कि आपने notes बना लिए हैं इसके. Okay. I hope you have made the notes of them, and please try to implement. Okay. Easy होते हैं. They're not very difficult to implement. You can make in 5 hours type. 4-5 घंटे में बन जाते हैं. Nothing much of a trouble. Okay, just a second. Okay. So we can please end it, right?